Concept 2, finding slope given 2 points. So now we're looking at a situation where instead of having our line, we're just given 2 points on the line. Okay, and we have to find out the slope. All right, and we have what looks like maybe at first glance a complicated formula, but is actually pretty simple. So what we're doing is we're doing the same thing as when we choose our 2 points on our line and check the vertical and the horizontal distance. Okay, what we're doing is we're saying, okay, this is my y value for my second point. All right, and this is my y value for my first point, x value for my second point, x value for my first point. So I'm choosing 2 points, all right, and it doesn't matter which one you choose as point 1 or point 2, as long as both the x and the y for that point come first or come second, okay? So if I'm going to choose this as my point 1, I'll make it easy on myself, point 1, and this is point 2, okay? I'm going to set up using my formula, all right? And so my y2, my y value for point 2 is 5, and my y value for point 1 is 2. So it's going to be 5 minus 2. Oops, that's not a 2. 5 minus 2. Okay? And then my x value for point 2 is 5. And my x value for point 1 is 0. So 5 minus 0. Alright. And 5 minus 2 is equal to 3. And 5 minus 0 is equal to 5. And so I get that my slope is 3 over 5. Okay? If I was doing it on the graph, I would say, okay, I'm going to come up 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up 3 over 5 is 3 over 5 for my slope. Okay? So I get the same answer, but a lot of times if I'm, say, using very large numbers, or if I'm using just numbers that are pretty far apart, you know, even if I had like a 20 in here, it's going to take me a long time to count by blocks to get over there, whereas it's much faster to just stick it into my slope formula. Okay? So let's do some other practice ones. Alright, so now we've got a negative. Okay? And one thing you can do to help yourself when you are starting these problems, definitely label the point which you want as point 1, which you want as point 2. And usually, if you've got one point that is larger than another, okay, so the values here are larger. 3 is greater than negative 2. 4 is greater than 1. I'm going to make this my point 2, and this my point 1. Okay, and the reason why I'm doing that is when I plug it in, if I have my smaller values second, then my values are going to stay positive. All right, so if I plug this in, remember it's my y2 value, my point 2's y value first, minus my point 1's y value, over point 2 x value, 3, minus, and this is where we got to be careful sometimes, because it's going to be a minus a negative 2, or another way of writing that is positive 2. Okay, so 3 plus 2, and 4 minus 1. All right, so 4 minus 1 is 3, and 3 plus 2 is 5. Okay, and these points actually have the same slope as my line above. All right, okay, a couple more. So now I've got a lot of negative values. It's becoming harder to say, okay, this point is larger or greater than these points. So we're not going to spend a lot of time trying to figure that out. We're just going to plug them in, And what might happen is that we end up with two negatives. And if we do, that's fine. Okay? Two negatives, if I had like a negative 3 over a negative 5, those cancel out. Okay? Just like these negatives do. We end up with a positive 3 and a positive 5. So let's choose a point. Let's make this point 1 and this point 2. Okay? So y first, end up with negative 8. And then y for my second point, minus negative 2. Okay? And this right here, this is probably what trips up students most of the time, is that subtracting a negative. Okay? And then 3, my x2 minus a negative 1. Okay? And then I'm going to simplify that. So I've still got my negative 8 and my 3. But my negative, or minus negative 2 is going to be plus 2. And my minus negative 1 is going to be plus 1. Okay. So I've got 4. And then up here I've got a negative 8 plus 2, meaning I'm going to have a negative 6. And I can simplify that even more to a negative 3 over 4. Okay, and that's my slope. All right, and it's just a negative slope. It doesn't really change much that it's negative. It's just telling you that the line is going to be going in a downwards direction. All right, we'll do this one quickly. So we'll do point 1, point 2, and 3 minus 0 over, oops, I almost made the mistake, right? This is my second point. I got to start with that one. 0 minus 2. 3 minus 0 is just 3. 0 minus 2 is going to be a negative 2. So my slope overall is a negative 3 over 2. Okay, it doesn't matter which number that negative was on. If you just have 1, it comes out and the whole thing is negative. All right, last thing we have to look at are different kinds of slopes. So these are the 4 different kinds of slopes we could have for a linear equation. Positive slope goes up and to the right, okay? And the numbers in the slope are going to be positive, okay? Or both numbers will be negative, which can be simplified to both numbers being positive, right? And then a number going down and to the right is going to be a negative slope, and it's going to have one value. It's going to be negative. Okay. A flat horizontal line is going to have a 0 slope, and it's going to have a 0 in the numerator and some number in the denominator, but that number doesn't actually matter, because I could have 0 of anything, and it's still going to be 0. Okay. And my last one is a vertical line, straight vertical, and that is called undefined, because if you remember, we can't divide anything by 0. Okay, so any number over 0 has an undefined slope, and it'll just make a vertical line. All right.